Hi, I'm going to give you a quick tour of my garden at the start of autumn 2023 here in Christchurch, New Zealand. Between the house and the path, we have our dog Sandi's play area. There's currently a large pile of her favourite toys because we cut down a large Magnolia last weekend. Long term, we're going to bark this area and we have some more ideas for some play equipment to go in here for her. We've fenced off this Japanese maple to give it a chance to get established because she's already started pruning it. Sandi's favourite outdoor spot is under these bushes. She's carved out a nest for herself, and you can often find her having a nap or waiting for you under them. This is where our pet bunny's badger and juniper live. It has chain link fence in the bottom to prevent them escaping. And they have this shelf that also provides them shelter along the front. I've built them this box with mesh on the top to provide them some food that they can't dig out or under. This was part of their hutch when they lived on a lawn, which they still use, except now they've dug themselves out a basement level which they use more than the hutch itself. If it wasn't already obvious, Juniper loves digging and has dug out many interconnected tunnels, which they use to get around their run. This way is west, and I've been working on keeping the trees trimmed so they only block out the neighbour's house. This is where we took out that magnolia at the weekend. It was blocking out the sun in the neighbour's yard in the morning and the sun for our garden in the afternoon. This fence is here to keep Sandi and the bunnies contained to this area to prevent them getting into the garden and around the back of the house. The bottom board is toner mills to keep the grass out of the garden and prevent any pets from digging their way to the other side. The wire mesh is sandwiched between the rails and posts and stapled to the posts and the back of the rails. I'm going to install some strained wire between these posts to support the berries and for the grapevine to grow along. This is my berry bed. Strawberries have their own cage, and then we have blackberries growing out into the path, and boysenberries are looking a bit sad, red currants, a rhubarb, and a grapevine that appears to have died when I transplanted it. This is the first season of having this bed. In the front half of this bed we had peas, and we've still got Cape gooseberries and tomatoes that are still growing. And in the back we had potatoes which need harvesting. In the front of this bed we've got some sweet corn that are just covering ready now. We had some in the barbecue the other day, it was good. Then we've got some beetroot that's overdone now, and then some onions coming along. In the front of this next bed we've got some silver beet for the bunnies. In the middle there's some beans, and there were some radishes in the front here which were also for the bunnies. This last bed was being used to grow food for the bunnies. We had radishes and carrots in the front here, broccoli in the middle and the back section, and now it's got radishes, onions and peas. In the back of the two middle beds we have pumpkins, a few stray tomatoes and some pepper plants. And I've trained the pumpkin to grow out of the outer beds, and they grow a long way away, and also they grow up trees. And somewhere over here we have a pumpkin hanging out in a tree. Next to the garden beds we have a glasshouse. Against the conservatory we have two rosemary plants which I cut back considerably in the spring. In the last few days we had a small incident in the glasshouse. The support frame for the tomatoes has snapped where it screws to the bed, and now all the tomatoes are laying across the path. On the other side of the glasshouse there are chilies, an eggplant, and Cape gooseberries, and at the back we've got cucumbers, and then in front of that is peppers and chilies of different varieties. And currently this small glasshouse isn't being used. Next we have two blueberry bushes. Both of them have been very productive this year. The boards in the front are to make them a permanent frame for their netting to go over. Just behind them I have two oranges and a lemon tree. These have been living in the conservatory until spring, and eventually they'll go out in the driveway with my other citrus. In the last month the neighbours have cut down the trees on their side, which is letting a lot more light in. This area is pretty messy because we are in the process of replacing the gable ends on the house. Rainwater for this tank is collected from the corner of the roof just to my right here. Behind the tank there's a lot more of that magnolia that we cut down. Tonight I've been adding the extra piping to the tank. The tap going down is for filling a watering can, and then the pipe that continues to the left will eventually make it all the way to the garden, hopefully to run the drippers. These branches are from the tree to my left, which I'm currently slowly bringing down to being level with the gutters to let more light in the kitchen behind me. It has been left for too long, and you can see it's now several meters taller than the gutter. Along the back of the house here, we have some raspberry bushes. This isn't the greatest spot for them because they're making the path hard to use, and we don't come out here all that often. This area is currently being overtaken by the magnolia leaves and branches that need shredding and chipping. The leaves against the compost bin here are about 2 feet deep. The compost in the far bin is just finishing off now and will be screened and then go in the garden ready for spring. The middle bin was made up in January, and the closer bin is just collecting compostable material for now.